everyone, Sophia here. Welcome back to my Etsy shop, Frenchy and Tubby. I am going to feature 6, not 7, 6 items going in the shop tomorrow, Valentine's Day. That would be Friday the 14th of February. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you have a nice romantic time with your loved one. And if not, you can shop Frenchy and Tubby for really interesting stuff. Let me start with this one that was in the thumbnail. This is a Japanese vase. It is porcelain. The style is called Shibata. Let me give you close-ups. It's a bird that appears to be a young blue jay on cherry blossom. Some people refer to it as dogwood, but they look like cherry blossom to me. What's interesting about this vase is that it was made in Japan, obviously, but it was made exclusively for Bambergers. And it says right here, it's got the little sticker that says exclusive, expressly for Bambergers. Now, if you don't know, Bambergers was a massive department store in Newark, New Jersey. They were replaced by Macy's, and now they're gone since 1992. But they existed from 1882, I think, to 1986. 1986 is when Bamberger was gone and was replaced by Macy's in Newark. It was a really, really big department store, the main department store for the whole region where I live. And obviously they commission pieces from Japan, kind of like the bowl from last week that was commissioned for Gumps San Francisco out of Japan. So they commissioned this one. I cannot tell you who made it. I know that it's a Shibata type porcelain, which is another region of Japan and a style of porcelain. So again, it features a bluebird, some blossom, and it's really beautiful porcelain. It's got a little band right here on the neck and a gold rim. It's in perfect condition. It's really pretty. It's a very pretty vase. So I think that anything chinoiserie, anything Asian is still very current. A lot of people add those to their decor and enjoy it over the years. It doesn't go out of style. I really don't think so. Beautiful vase, high quality porcelain, hard paste, and crisp white, beautiful glaze. You can use it obviously as a vase, but I think that as a year-long decorative piece, beautiful. All right, so exclusively made for Bambergers in New Jersey, Shibata porcelain. Let's stay in porcelain and another vase. This one is a discontinued pattern by Lenox. This was called Morningside Cottage, and it's called the Globe Vase. The pattern itself is not super vintage. They made them from 2001 all the way up to 2005. So of course you're gonna recognize the typical Lenox ivory bone china with the gold accent. It's a really pretty vase, and it's very unusual in terms of shape. So you'll see some morning glories with either a dragonfly or a bumblebee. Super pretty with the rope pattern, dividing it into 4 quarters. Unusual shape. This is referred to as a rose ball or a globe. I have another one which I'll showcase right after this. The reason why they do those is that when you have a rose bouquet and you want to do a ball of roses, you need a lot of space at the bottom for your canes, right, for the stems. So you put your rose this way, and you can have a stem going this way and a stem going that way and another one going this way and one going that way. So they have to have a lot of space here at the bottom, but sort of short or narrow on top. That allows you to have this crisscross pattern of roses where there's plenty space at the bottom and they're being held together at the top, so you can do like a whole bouquet that's like a ball, basically. So if you do it well, you end up with a figure 8. You get it? So that's called a globe or a rose ball. And this one, again, is from between 2001 and 2005, Morningside Cottage, written right here at the bottom, by Lenox. Okay, when I come back, my other rose ball. And here it is. This is crystal. This is German crystal. It's Bavaria. This is by Nachtmann crystal or beer crystal, whichever they called it. The pattern is called Anglia. Let me make sure. Yeah, Anglia. It's from the 1980s. It's not super vintage. And what it is basically is thumbprints in clear. You see them right here with diamond that are frosted. This is 24% lead crystal. And again, this is what they call a rose ball. So plenty space for your stems to crisscross at the base and a big ball of roses on the top to make a figure 8. Beautiful vase. Look at the details on this. It's very unusual. It's very modern still, considering. So another one of those pieces that is just remaining current. When you have a classic piece, a beautiful piece like this, they never go out of style. Look at this. The bottom is beautiful. Now for the Anglia pattern, they did pretty much everything in it. You can find sugar creamer, you can find big bowls, you can find glassware, stemware. It was a popular pattern back in those days. I think it's really pretty. Anglia by Nachtmann Crystal, Bavaria. And on the subject of bowl or baskets, I have a banana boat from the 1950s. This is Ainsley glass. The pattern is very similar to Candlewick. The only difference is that if you look closely, you can see that this is reticulated, meaning that there's holes, right? It's beautifully made. Ainsley is an American company out of Newark, Ohio, and they started in 1896 and they closed in 1957. This bowl obviously is from the 1950s. It's in beautiful condition. It's got a couple of scratches here and there because it's from the 50s, right? So what does it mean? It's over 7 years old. It's a banana boat. Ladies back in those days when they bought bananas would put the bananas in a bowl that allowed for the bananas to rest without being crushed. You can find them short like this, or you find them on pedestals. This one is a short one, but you can use it as a regular fruit bowl, as a centerpiece. I would not use it to put flowers unless you do like a foam thing, only because it's not very deep. You can see that, right? But it's glass, it's Ainsley glass. It's still kind of modern as a design for the 1950s, so it's mid-century modern, really. And I love the fact that it's reticulated, that you have those little vents all around. And what's interesting is that you don't really see it right away. It's only once you start really looking at it in detail that you start seeing the holes. So what it means for you is that this piece here is fragile. It will break very easily. You need to take care of it. It's a really nice bowl. I love that it's pinched right here. It's very different. I like this. Ainsley, 1950s, mid-century banana boat. This is another Flow Blue plate by H.W. Greenlee, England. The pattern is called Hartington, and it says right here in the back. Hartington, England, by Greenlee. This is an antique bread plate in the pattern Hartington. I can't pronounce it. These are the kind of words that just don't translate from the French to English in terms of how you pronounce it. The word structure just doesn't flow. I'm sorry. And I know that some people get annoyed by it. It just doesn't come out. Hartington, I guess. Anyway, it's floral with a big band, and it's flow blue. So it's 1885, 1890s, antique. It's a bread plate. And I've given you a little bit of a history of flow blue. It came in by total accident. They were doing transferware in cobalt blue, and they realized that if they were putting some kind of minerals and salt inside the kiln at the same time, it would diffuse the blue and give this fuzzy kind of blurry look to it. This one is actually pretty clear. Some of them get to be very, very blurry, and you can see how the fumes from the chemicals in the kiln kind of went all over the piece. It's a pretty plate. You can put it on the wall or you can put it on display. A lot of people collect flow blue. This one is in very good condition. There's no chip, nothing on it, so it's a little antique bread plate. And then the next and last item is also a plate, and this one is entirely hand painted. So back in Victorian times, women picked up hobbies. A lot of them would spend the afternoon, their downtime, either embroidering or painting, any kind of hobby that women could do back then. And for instance, if you go to the Garfield, President Garfield's house next to Cleveland, Ohio, you'll see in the dining room that they have a lot of plates on the mantle that were plates that Mrs. Garfield hand painted, and that's what the ladies used to do back then. This one is from 1977. It's a cabbage rose hand painted plate. So it's not Victorian, it's totally vintage. It is dated 1977 in the back, and it is signed right here at the bottom. Let me find it. Alfreda Howell. So I tried to look her up, couldn't find her. So this is a regular lady in the 70s who picked up a hobby of painting on plates. The plate itself doesn't have any logo, no brand in the back, and a lot of times that's what you would find around Victorian times, that those plates were just blank plates issued by, you name the brand. They would not be stamped, and they were just meant for the purpose of painting. So this is from 1977 though, but it's kind of using the same technique, the same method, and obviously the same spirit of the lady taking on a hobby, painting a plate or a series of plate during a downtime. This is entirely hand painted, and it's really pretty. A plate like this I would definitely put on a wall. It's not very detailed because obviously she's not a professionally trained painter, but I think it's lovely. I really, really like this. I think it's absolutely adorable. And it's meant to be looked at this way. That's the proper position for it, because the signature is right here at the bottom. Right? So that's how it would show on your wall. How cool is this? It's so romantic. Cabbage roses, entirely hand painted. Alfreda, you did a great job. I don't know if she's still alive. Maybe she is. I hope she is. But anyway, we got your plate, Alfreda, and I hope somebody purchases it. And that would be it. These are my 6 items. So what would I keep? These 2. Love this. First of all, it's got a blue jay on it. You know I love blue jays. And it's a beautiful vase, and I would definitely keep this. I'm thinking about keeping it, but I'm going to put it up for sale. All right. So all items will be live in the shop tomorrow at 5 p.m. On Valentine's Day. The link is down below. And up here, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Frenchy and Tubby to see pictures, find out if the items are still around, and of course the website is down below as well. And if you see something that you really like, get behind your keyboard because they sell quite fast. I'm thinking that this one might go very fast actually, as well as the Japanese vase. I will see you next week. I'm sorry I'm going a little fast. I have a massive migraine that I'm trying to nurse with multiple medication, and it's difficult. And the house is very noisy right now. It's kind of late in the evening. I gotta get going. I will see you next week. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting my shop. Bye!